Good evening and welcome to the MUSpartans.com Spartan Show for the week of May 1st through 7th. This week we look back at a big weekend for Spartans baseball with Coach Rick Espeset, talk with head softball coach Josh Dzurick and seniors Emilee Liston and Hensley as they wrap up their collegiate careers, and head tennis coach Eric Christiansen, who gives us a final wrap-up on the 2016-2017 men's and women's tennis seasons. Stay tuned.
And now next up on the show, we have head baseball coach Rick Espeset. Coach, first of all, thanks for joining us. And a big congratulations on this past weekend. You guys got a 3-game sweep over Rose-Hulman. What were some of the big keys to that victory? Because that was a big series for your team.
Yeah, it was. I think this team, it feels like this team has played pretty well at home. So you have a conference foe coming in who's got a good record and been playing pretty well. So we were fortunate to get 3. You never really expect to get 3, but I liked our chances going into the weekend. But the keys are just, I think we played pretty solid, pretty clean baseball. Got some timely hits, got some good, solid pitching. It's a funky weekend when you have to deal with rain delays and just kind of sitting around and really, I didn't even Saturday. I was like, well, I hope we get 1 in.
Right.
We may not even do that, and all of a sudden you play 17 innings, and then have to squeeze an inning in on Sunday and then play as long as you can. And so I don't think I've ever seen a game end like Game 3 did. That was really unusual and in some ways unfortunate, but we'll take it.
Sure. So another big component of this past weekend was senior weekend for your baseball guys for the class of 2017. You want to talk a little bit about what this class has meant to the baseball program and what positive impact that they've had?
Yeah, well, I think every senior class is special. This one, maybe a little more. There's eight student athletes and then Dakota, the manager, and so to have 9 seniors in your program is pretty atypical for us. Usually we'll have 4 to 6, but it's just been a lot of fun to coach this entire group. After 4 years, they may get a little tired of me, and sometimes I get a little tired of seniors as well. Not in a bad way, but this group really hasn't been like that. They've just remained positive. They have a good demeanor, a good attitude. I think they appreciate the experience they've had at Manchester. So really, and they make me laugh. We laugh a lot at practice, and there's a lot of unique personalities in there. So, I always think in our program we put a lot of responsibility on the seniors. I try to guide the way, but I really do not want it to be my program. I want it to be their program. So we put a lot of responsibility on it. Last night. I was texting one of our pitchers asking, who should we throw against Anderson? And, so we got an idea, and he gave me an idea, and that's what we're going with.
Good, very good. So now, as you head into this week, you mentioned Anderson being on your schedule on Tuesday, and then moving forward in the week, you have Franklin College on the weekend. A couple of big games coming up for you guys as you look to possibly get into the HCAC postseason and lock that position down. What are some big keys this week as you move forward in terms of getting some momentum going into the postseason, and then also making sure that you can lock down a really nice position in the final polls?
Yeah, well, when you start the year, the ultimate goal is to compete in that conference tournament. Now, as you know, the top 4 make it. So the keys, I don't know if there is. It's you just try to keep doing what you're doing, and really throughout the year, our conference there's been a lot of parity in the conference. So I could see us winning 4 games. I could see us losing 4 games. You just kind of try to keep doing what you're doing. And if you get a few breaks, win a game or 2, and I think we'll be in the tournament. And then once you get to the tournament, 4 teams left, anything can happen.
Exactly. Sure. All right. Well, Coach Espeset, thank you. Congratulations on the wins this weekend, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks for being here.
And now we welcome Coach Dzurick, Emilee, and Chloe to the show. First for you, Coach. It seemed just like yesterday we're kind of starting the season for 2017, and now it's wrapping up. Can you tell us what has been the best part of working with this group for you and Coach Emmerich?
I think if you watched the show before, you would hear these comments from me about senior day. I think being a 4-year college athlete is one of the toughest things to do in college, and you're looking at 2 4-year student athletes. There's so many variables that have to go well for a student to make it 4 years as a student athlete. And so, senior day I'm overwhelmed with emotions because it's a lot that goes into that. And one of those variables is just coaching. And these two both came in for a different coach. And,
Yeah.
here they are 3 years later, and they've done so much for this program. So I mean, I always just start right there. Is just we try to make senior day a big deal. These two, if you kind of go back and look at their career, there's a lot of things that go into it. They're great people.
Yeah.
Their academics stand out. Emilee's been on the all-conference academic list repetitively. Chloe, I think, challenged 2 years ago to try to change a little bit of her academic focus. In the last 3 or 4 semesters, she's been up there with a great 3.0 GPA.
That's
So
awesome.
those are things that make you proud as a coach, and they're just great people. I mean, if you talk to their teammates, you're going to hear them over and over talk about how much they trust these two, how much they care about them, and they represent Manchester very well. You look at the softball side. I mean, I would probably be a typical coach, and I would go to things I'd want to say is Emilee came in as her freshman and was all conference, and my first year taking over, she didn't have such a great year and got some playing time taken away from her, and she rebounded as a junior with hitting well over 400, and then started her last 2 years. And I think that's just huge when you handle that adversity and keep battling. You don't quit. A lot of players from a lot of teams, they quit when that stuff happens. And if you go to Chloe, I mean, Chloe had a battle being a middle infielder with the last 2 conference freshmen of the year. And again, another situation that a lot of people would quit, and all she did was turn herself into probably one of the most well-liked teammates and a team captain. Again, her teammates trust her, and she could have pouted, she could have just said, hey, this isn't for me anymore, and instead she just became a great all-around teammate and still a pretty good softball player. I mean, obviously it's the talent dictates, some of that playing time over the last couple of years, but she's kept getting better and better, and I think that's stuff, if you hold that and you put that all together for both of them, when you talk about academics, you talk about being great people, you talk about still putting productive softball career together, that's my highlights for these two.
Yeah.
They're going to represent Manchester University well after they graduate, and I'm just proud that they both are 4-year student athletes.
Yeah, well, ladies, congratulations on all your accomplishments so far. So now turning to the both of you, as you step onto the Spartan field one last time on Tuesday, what will you remember most about Manchester University softball in your careers?
I just think this has been a huge second family. Met my best friends on this team, and so I think this is, in that regard, it's been more than I ever could have imagined. So.
I agree. Yeah. Is that all, Club?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the Florida trips, the team bonding, the bus rides, it's more than I ever could have asked for.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you guys give us some of your biggest highlights of your 4 years here?
Sure. I think back to last year when we were kind of the underdogs going into Anderson, and then we kind of shocked them, maybe shocked ourselves a little bit, and we left and swept them. And then I think this year we swept Hope, who's a nationally ranked program, and then we also came back and split with Alma, who's another nationally ranked program. So we're more than capable of doing that. It's
Absolutely.
just consistent play, but we are capable of beating the
How
good
about your
teams.
highlights, Chloe?
2 years ago, we made the conference tournament, so that was a great time. And then, I guess just Florida this year, we left 8-2, and we had a great time down there. We started off a little rough, but towards the end, we really picked it up.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations, girls, on your 4 years here at Manchester, and best of luck tomorrow on your final home game.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the baseball diamond and the track for our segment this week for highlights. Manchester University's baseball program went 3-2 through a busy 5-game stretch this past week that featured a sweep of conference rival Rose Holman on April the 29th and 30th. The senior weekend festivities at Gratz Field were highlighted by a sparkling pitching performance from junior pitcher Brandon Eck in the opener as he went 8 innings, striking out 6, and didn't allow an earned run, and a clutch 2-run home run off the bat of freshman Joe Gallatin in the finale that led the Spartans to a 7-5 win. The track and field teams competed with the Weather and the HCAC field at the 2017 championships at Anderson University on April 28th and 29th. The men's program picked up a pair of individual titles from senior Alex Gudeman as he won the 3,000-meter steeplechase and the 5,000-meter run, while the women reeled off 4 individual titles, with freshman Hannah Wappas winning the 800 and 1500 meter runs, Mariah Jordan capturing the 5000 meter run, and Shea Tor claiming the hammer throw. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to introduce our Spartan Show MVP of the week. This week's honor goes to a program that made history this past weekend on April 29th. Manchester University's men's tennis team defeated Transylvania University for the first time ever to wind up their 2016-2017 campaign. The Spartans' 8-1 victory over the Pioneers included 3 straight set singles wins and an 8-0 blanking at number 3 doubles. Congratulations, gentlemen.
As we noted, the men's tennis team got a big win to close out their season over the weekend. Coach, what does it mean to end the year on a note like that?
It was nice for the guys. We've never beaten Transylvania since they've been in the conference, Transylvania. So it was a good win for them, for our guys. It was 8-1. We had and we finished with a lot of singles wins at the end there, and we swept all the doubles. Stratton Smith, being his senior year, he went on a high, so it was good. It was a good. Only 2 teams now in our conference are going to win their final match, what it looks like, and it's going to be us. We didn't make the tournament. That's not what we wanted, and then the conference champion. So,
great.
Yeah, it was good. It was a high. We ended on a high note. We were happy. We had a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there's plenty to look forward to for next year as a large share of your players return.
Right.
Looking to the future, what are some of the steps you'll take to get the program going next year?
Well, we got to just get some kids back. I think we have one who did not play this year who is going to come back for his senior year, and then hopefully get a couple of good, solid first years coming in, and then the guys that we have coming back, they're working hard. They're a good group. They work hard together. They have fun. And I think that's what it's going to take.
Sure.
Yeah, just the effort.
And you already hit on Stratton and some of the people returning, but as any team, the seniors lead the way. So what did Stratton, Elena Beckner, Adriana Brown, and Cassie Dibley mean to you and the rest of the program?
Do we have 20 minutes or only one? Seriously, with Stratton, I told him when he got done, we had a big hug on the court, and I just said, you've helped change our culture. We've struggled for quite a while. Him, Kyle Lehman a couple years ago as well, and then the other guys that have come through and just worked together. He's been amazing. He's been a good leader. Anybody who knows Stratton knows you're going to have fun. And with the other girls on the women's team, I mean, they just that group is a family. They have worked hard. Some of you gone through some adversities with injuries, with illnesses, with work, and they still just work as hard as they can when they can be there. I'm going to miss all of them. I mean, they've been great friends too, and that's a good thing. Yeah.
Well, congrats on your big win this past week.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for your time today.
We'll get it going next year.
That's all the time we have this week. Join us next week for our final edition of the Spartan Show for 2016-2017. Have a great week.